Now, a Hutch's weather update with meteorologist Hutch Johnson.
Hello, everybody. Meteorologist Hutch Johnson as I try to get my camera to focus here. Maybe she'll dial in here. As we head into our weekend, a couple of changes for you. We're going to take a look at that national weather. I invite you to go ahead and comment on the comments. Keep my eyes on those if you have any specific questions. There's a major winter storm working its way through the Central Plains. We're on the very northern fringes of that. There's impacts from that. And tonight, we have some big time wind and cold to talk about. I have your forecast, including an update to the timing, and we're going to get to all of that here in the forecast right now. Now, let's take a look at our current weather first and foremost on the radar. In our area, we have a lot of counties here shaded in purple in the western half of North Dakota and most of South Dakota, and that's for some very windy weather where we will have some gusts upwards of 50 miles per hour as we go through late tonight and through the day tomorrow. The windiest of the wind will be shifting from the western Dakotas here into the valley. Now, the trees of Minnesota will not see as strong of winds for our Sunday, but there will be gusty winds, and there'll be some snow flying at the same time, so there'll be some concerns. Let's get the radar full screen so you can see it a little more clearly for you. Here is a look at what we are seeing across the nation. You can see all of the mix of colors across the Wichita area, including some snow, Minneapolis, Rochester, Waterloo, and Des Moines. That converts to rain in central parts of Missouri. Julie, hi, thanks for joining. Good evening. And go Bison, by the way, if you're out there watching the Bison games. Looks like a good game for the Bison right now. Here's your weather update. And again, you can share this link with your friends if you don't mind, so that they know the latest on the weather. Look at what's going on in Kansas. Do you see all these pink colors here? This is a winter storm warning for Kansas. This is from just outside of Kansas City, Manhattan, Kansas, through Wichita, and no relation but Hutchinson, Kansas, also seeing some bands of heavy snow. Now, I was doing a little perusing on the activity. Check this out. Now, they have DOT cameras out in those neck of the woods. Let's go ahead and take a look at what folks out in the areas of the Central Plains are seeing tonight. Let's start with Kansas as I pull up the right monitor for you here. Check this nonsense out. Okay, this is what's going on nationally. You see all the pink roads here are roads that are completely covered with snow. This is extending through that Hutchinson area. We do have some heavy snow bands that extend up towards Topeka as well. Turning on some of the cameras that you can see across the area as we zoom in just a little bit closer. And let's show you that Topeka, Kansas area as snow is taking hold. Yuck! Okay, they've got some serious slipping and sliding to go through there in Kansas as that snow makes its way through. Now, this does sneak very close to the I-29 corridor of Kansas City, but as we take a peek at any one of the cameras in this general vicinity, even on the northern fringes closer to the snow, and we see that there's just a little blanket of snow on the sides of the roads out there. So that's what you can expect for I-29 travelers. This storm system, though, will be driving its way eastward. Let's take a look at Nebraska. Now, Nebraska has the snow shower activity in the southeastern quadrant of the state. Here is a picture. Whoop, there's no picture there, Hutch. Let's take a look at another one. Nope, there's no picture there either. I picked a camera that is on its lunch break. How about Auburn, Nebraska? Oh, my goodness. These roads down there in the far southeastern quadrant of the state of Nebraska taking on some snow and slush as the drivers there are dealing with this storm as well as we close out the holiday season. Now, as we go up north, as we get into that district not far from the Sioux City area, let's take a look at these roads. Now, the pink would indicate that those roads are taking on some mostly covered conditions in areas. We do see that there is some snow on the roadside, but watch out for icy conditions across Nebraska. Now, Iowa, the storm is just moving off into Iowa. I have an update for you there. Let's take a check. Here is a look at the cameras going through Iowa. This is spreading from Des Moines and into that Omaha, Council Bluffs area. So in Omaha, this is what you can see in the Council Bluffs area in Omaha from the seat of the plow there. Oh, not too bad. There are certainly flakes flying, but the road not taking on as much snow as areas in southern Nebraska that we just saw. Okay, enough with Nebraska and these areas. That's what they are dealing with. Hello, everybody. Let's see. We've got Julie joining now. Thanks so much for your support here on Hutch's Weather. And again, I appreciate your kind words of support as we move forward. Let's take a look at the radar and then let's get to our forecast. And if you do have a question, be sure to tap it out on your keyboard there. And again, I'd love to have you subscribe. Can I snowmobile tomorrow in Fargo? Well, you could, but you're not going to get anywhere. We're going to get some snow, but not enough to go snowmobiling. Check this out. This storm system that's working its way through the Central Plains is pushing into Iowa now, and it will continue its east and northerly extent into southern Minnesota, where we do have some snow near Rochester. The system impacting us is coming from up here. See it? Williston and the oil patch. The wind is ripping. Gusts to 50 mile per hour are expected there. So what does this mean for your weather? Let's talk about that right now. And it does look like Grand Forks. Is it going to be icky? Question mark. Let's talk about that. Their Country Gent 67. Looks like a Country Gent 67, if Hutch could learn to read the small print. All right, let's take a look at the forecast. I've partnered up to make some graphics for you here, and let's take a look at what we have. First and foremost, there's a shift in the timing of this system as we work our way into the evening hours tonight. You can see the precipitation on the radar. I just showed you starting to show some signs in northeast Montana. That would be up there near the Glasgow and areas west of Williston, like say Culbertson, Wolf Point, Brockton, up there near Freud. Now on the radar, this is what it looks like. Our forecast, this system will be pulling its way towards us. Let's take a look at that forecast for you. I'll put the radar away and let's pull this out for you. Sunday. Temperatures will be warmest on Sunday first thing in the morning when you're heading out to church, but it's going to be gusty and there's going to be some snow moving through during the overnight hours. The rest of the day, steady to falling temperatures. This is a snapshot of temperatures by 3 in the afternoon. Notice the pinks, those are teens. Temperatures only in the teens in the Devil's Lake Basin and points north of Grand Forks. Grand Forks has 15 there in the afternoon. Your highs tomorrow will be much cooler and it will be very windy as well. See the gusts upwards of 40 miles per hour. The strongest of the winds I anticipate will be in the open country of eastern North Dakota. Now check out this as we glide over to the Red River Valley in eastern part of the state. We're still holding on to near 20 at the 3 o'clock hour here in the far southern valley, Fergus Falls, but those winds will be ripping and it will not be feeling like going, well, for a swim or a run through the sprinkler. It's going to be cold. Factor in winds and temperatures, and we get out that old factor called the wind chill index. And let's take a look at that now, shall we? Sunday's wind chill, as we head towards dark time, will get down to the nasty purple colors. This is something that's great to see on some raspberry ice cream, but you don't want to see it on Hutch's weather map. Check this out. We're talking about wind chills that'll be approaching the teens below zero. So travelers, keep that in mind. And again, Sunday, what about the snow timing? We talked about that. Falling temperatures all day. Most of the snowfall in our area will be done by daybreak. Let's take a look at the timing. Between tonight at 11 o'clock at night, the snow will move from the western reaches of North Dakota and central reaches, and it will be pushing in over our area as we go after midnight. So anytime after midnight to around 3 in the morning, this dash of snow will come making its way through. And there will be a lot of wind with this snow. So if you're going to be driving in the wee hours of the morning, please keep that in mind. I'm trying to read another question here. What is it going to be like in Williston, working in Williston this weekend, Jody says. Well, Jody, Williston is going to have some brutally cold air and wind in the very early hours of the day. Your wind in Williston and the oil patch will be decreasing. There'll be some very light snow dusting areas, but the main problem is going to be the gusty winds overnight. In the morning hours of your Sunday, the winds will be decreasing. And Jody, I hope you're doing very, very well. Thank you for chiming in. Hey, buddy, what's up with you? It's good to see you on board as well. Let me see if I can find another question. Oh, yeah, let's talk a little bit about the timing in our area and how much snow, right? What are we looking at? Now, that means as we rise and shine, this snow will be working its way into parts of Minnesota and the far southern valley, and then it's out of here. Most of our hours of daylight on Sunday are not going to bring snowfall. It's going to be the wind and chill that I told you first and foremost about. Here's an update to the snowfall forecast. It looks much like like we talked about last night. We're talking about a trace to 2 inches of snow right here in the Red River Valley, northwest Minnesota. That's right. Some spots, isolated places, could see up to 2 inches. Most of us will see under an inch of snow, including us in Fargo. This model has us right at an inch. I think we're going to be closer to a half inch, and there's going to be so much blow with the snow out of the north. This snow is going to end up in South Dakota and Wahpeton and places like that as we go through the day. Not a lot of measurable snow all across the area. I'm glad that you're enjoying, Jolene, the weather show, and I appreciate you all joining me here. My goal is to get you the information you need, focusing on our area, focusing on your questions and input. And then you can go about your day, the rest of your Sunday now. You know what's going on with the weather, right? I hope so. That's my goal. Notice this model, by the way, has this neat little streaky band of snow. When we get cold air working its way down out of Canada, we can see these bands that set up in one place, and those enhanced bands can last for a while. Will it be exactly through the Walhalla and Langdon area as we see here? I'm not thinking that's going to be that precise, but we do expect there could be a couple of areas of snow banding as well. That's your snowfall forecast. How about Grand Forks? One inch to 2 inches up there. The best chance at getting closer to 2 inches will be in Kitson County. No, it doesn't look like snowmobileable snow, thanks to the fact it's going to come with so much ripping wind out there. It's probably going to blow back down to just, well, plain old dirt. It's not fun to snowmobile on dirt. So let's take a look then at what we're expecting with regards to our extended forecast. We'll start on this edge, the left side. Sunday, 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 as we get ready for more football this upcoming weekend. Your snow, 0 to an inch for Fargo. A few places up north have a shot at an inch or 2. It will be gusty, particularly strongest winds in the early part of your day as you're going to or from church, and people returning from the holiday weekend can expect very gusty north winds. Again, 2 hands on the wheel. Try to avoid the cruise control as well. So some icy streets will be setting up, and falling temperatures. Remember, we talked about this. In the morning, we're going to see 27. As we go through the afternoon, we'll be falling into the teens with those wind chills feeling like 5 to 15 below zero. We're on for a cold couple of mornings on Monday and Tuesday, but an improvement in our afternoon conditions. Less wind and sunny on Monday in the afternoon. As we go into Tuesday, I expect 35 degrees, and I cannot rule out a few flakes in the northern part of Minnesota, mainly. Not in Fargo, but in the northern part of Minnesota. So I put it on the forecast here so you can see it. Woo! Yeah, I'll say it one more time. 47 degrees, no, 41 degrees that is. Maybe we'll have a 47 somewhere just down south of us. All in all, looks like a nice warm up midweek. That's not good for snowmobiling, but above average for this time of the year. Then we'll dial it back to just near seasonable as we head into those mid 30s. Notice your average high is 33 in Fargo for this date. Now, heading out, it looks like we'll be sunny, but turning a little bit cooler. Models disagree on this late term forecast, by the way. There do look to be several waves of stormy systems working their way through the Central Plains. We'll keep you updated on that right here. I'm going to turn to your questions. And again, thanks a lot for your feedback. Thanks a lot for sharing the news that we're here on Hutch's YouTube channel. Search Hutch's Weather. And I'd love to have more subscribers here. It's amazing that in less than a month, we've got almost 4,000 of you over from Facebook. So thank you. Keep sharing that word with your friends. That's awesome. And someone has said here, Janet says, congratulations on being voted best anchor. Each year, the forum, the newspaper here in the Fargo area asks many different categories. And I couldn't be more humbled and honored to have been even nominated with all of the talented folks that were nominated in this category, and found out that indeed was a winner. And so I thank each and every one of you for trusting me, weather, all of these years. It's so fun to do what I do, and I do it with a passion. I care about it, and that's why I'm still doing it right here on Hutch's Weather. So I look forward to continuing to serve you with weather information that's important and meaningful to you, whether it's here or whether it's across the nation with the big storm system that's working its way through the Central Plains and the windy weather that we're expecting in our area. So again, for those of you that did vote, thank you so much. I'm truly humbled. I have a lot to give thanks for this Thanksgiving season indeed. All right, well, that is a look at the news. Thanks again for all your words of encouragement and congratulations. Any snow for Lemoore County? in the areas of Lemoore County, Dickey County, in the James River Valley there off to the west of us here in the Red River Valley, the snow amounts will likely be significantly more limited, but you'll be open to more wind. So there'll be some gusts in your area that could top 45, maybe even 50 miles per hour. So batten down the hatches. It's time to bring in the tomatoes if you have not done so yet, because it's going to get down with wind chills around 10 below, and that's tooth chipping tomato weather right there. So, all right, thanks so much. Glad there's no real shovel trouble, Tony says. I am too, but I feel all of you that are ready to get out there and have some fun playing in the snow. All right, if you feel the need, pass the word along. I'm going to go ahead and do an update on Facebook, and then we'll call it a weekend here as we close out our Saturday heading into Sunday. It's going to be windy and cold. You can look for updates from me this weekend. I'll keep you informed as we go on here. But again, I appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks so very much for spending a little bit of time with me right here on YouTube. Share the news with your friends. Hutch's Weather on YouTube. Subscribe today, and you can always catch the latest on my Facebook channel. That's Hutch Johnson, Chief Meteorologist. We'll see you around. Have a wonderful close to your day, and go Bison and go Fighting Hawks.